Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Christine Wachulski from Besser Museum. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Nancy.
So I know summer's flown by fast. I know you've had a lot of fun and exciting, and you've had a busy season at the museum.
We did. We had a wonderful, busy summer. So many people coming and enjoying the museum. Probably the busiest summer we've ever seen in the history of the museum.
Amazing.
Definitely in the history of my time. And it was so fun. It was so fun seeing people, locals, and people from out of town just really enjoying the museum and learning more about our community. So we just, in the museum, you know, art, history, science, and we have a lot of great history of the Besser Museum, or not the Besser Museum, excuse me, but
the area.
The area. So
when Jonathan was on last month and he talked a little bit about everything that was going on and about the planetarium shows and things, it's amazing, and you folks do so many little outreach programs where you go out too.
Yeah, Jonathan has been busy with his planetarium, taking the new telescope down to the harbor there at Mishikiwas, or where is that? Bayview it's called. So he was there, and then he went to Austin Brothers, and that was the first time we ever did anything like that, and it was a good reception, and they want to do something like that again. So look forward to another outdoor event, hopefully sometime soon at the Austin Brothers. So yeah, we're glad to be rolling out of the summer, even though it does bring that fall weather. But our fall is very busy too, Nancy.
What kind of things are going on?
Our September, every weekend is booked. So I want to tell you a little bit about what we're doing on the weekends. So this Sunday, actually, we're hosting the Spratt Methodist Church. They always bring their congregation once a year to hold a worship service in their historic building, the Spratt Church. And it is so neat to see the multi-generational families in the church worshiping, and then getting to hear some of the stories about when the church was first built by some of their dads that, you know, actually cut down the trees and had the sawmill that prepared the timber and built the church. And so for them to still come back and celebrate there, it's really fun.
It gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, so then we have the following weekend, September 11th, we're teaming up with Rose Nowak again at, she's at Better Living Massage Place, and they're having a relaxation day. And so I'll tell you a little bit about it. She is bringing massage therapy, so her therapists bring the chairs and they do little massage sessions, and I think they're setting up in our new art gallery, the Wilson Gallery, so that will be fun. There's going to be skincare and yoga, meditation, essential oils, Juice Plus, craft projects, even a petting zoo, and it's games and more. So it's really learning to give yourself some time for self-care. That's something I think we all need, and they say something that women especially don't do. So Rose is a real advocate for that, and we are teaming up with her. It's going to be a free event, September 11th from 12 to 5 p.m. And during that time, we're going to have special planetarium prices. So it'll be $3 for the planetarium presentation, and Jonathan's picking out something that just fits the theme, something really relaxing.
Ooh, very good.
So, now the next weekend after that, we're hosting a special tour group. I can't remember what the name of it is, something to do with cars. So they're coming in, I think they're going to be parking their cars over at the ACC parking lot, coming over and touring the museum, learning more about our community. And we're also that same day hosting a private wedding in the Spratt Church.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of people are surprised to learn that we do rent the Spratt Church for weddings.
Surprised.
And we also had a wedding this year in the planetarium, and that turned out to be a really special event for that family. So just another opportunity for a venue for a special wedding. And then the weekend after that, so I told you every weekend in September, is we are going to be the venue for the Hospice of Michigan fundraiser, which is called a Hemingway-inspired evening in Paris, Havana, in northern Michigan. And it is Saturday, September 25th at 6 p.m. And this is a fundraiser for them. It's $100 per person for tickets. And some of the activities include an author, Philip Green, talking about the book he wrote on Ernest Hemingway.
Okay.
And in the book, he talks a lot about the drinks that he had. So they've got the Mockingbird cocktails and bartenders that are going to set up and mix special drinks. And it's going to be like a roaming dinner. And it's a kind of a cocktail dress event. So I know they've been working hard at this, and we're just honored that they chose the Besser Museum to be their special site for this event. So you can get more information about that at their website, Hospice of Michigan. And then that rolls us right into October, and the first Saturday of October is our Fall Harvest
Yay,
Waffle
it's
Fest.
back.
Yep, so we're working on the details for that, and that will be from 12 to 4 p.m. And we'll roll out more information either on our website, it will be on our website, and our Facebook.
And you know, unfortunately, we're almost out of time because you're planning all these special events, but there's all those regular things that go on at the museum every day.
Yes.
So tell me your hours for now.
So we're Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5 p.m.
Okay.
And we're Sunday, 12 to 4 p.m. So we're still open 7 days a week. The planetarium is Wednesday through Sunday. And the new exhibit that just opened a few weeks ago is our juried art exhibit, and it's beautiful, featuring our local artists.
Perfect.
And this year it was Chuck Schroeder that took first place. So come on in. It's just a beautiful, beautiful exhibit.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and I'm planning to attend at least one of those events, hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Nancy.
I'll be right back with some information from Alpena County Library following these messages. Back, my last guest today is Sarah Gerhusky, and she is from Alpena County Library. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here and welcome. You've been at the library for a couple of years, but you haven't been on yet. So somebody said, oh, I can't make it, Sarah, you have to go today.
Yes.
I know how that works.
And it's honestly my pleasure because I feel like I've kind of been working behind the scenes for a while with the pandemic and the remodel. So I'm so excited for people to know who I am and
what you
to start working with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you are in charge of youth services. So what is
Yes, with Mary Clute.
Yep. So tell me what's going on with youth services.
So we've been doing a lot of virtual programming throughout the pandemic and our remodel. So we will be continuing to do that, but we've also grown our book clubs. Ooh. So we have a teen and tween book club that's been going for the past, since the beginning of the pandemic and a little bit before. So we offer that. The tween book club is for 12 and up, 12 through 18, and the tween is for 9 through 13.
Okay.
And each month the kids can sign up for another book to receive a free copy, discussion questions, an activity, and then we meet virtually to discuss.
Oh, how fun.
And the beauty of it is that the kids get to vote on the book each month. So there's a lot of investment. You know, they're not just getting another homework assignment, essentially. They choose the book, and we have a great time discussing each month.
And you know, I had one time done the brown bags and books for lunch.
Yes.
And I read an Irma Bombeck book, and I thought, you know, nobody's going to see this book the way I saw it. And when I went and I got up in front of the room and started talking to people, I passed candy out to everyone first and started talking. Some saw it the way I saw it, but some saw it a totally different way, and I thought, I never thought of it. I never thought of it. It was so exciting to me to do that because I got a whole new perspective on a book that I'd read many times and I loved.
Yes, it's really great for teens and tweens especially, because not only does it foster this deeper connection with the literature and a more robust level of reading, but it also allows them to talk peer-to-peer about, you know, a shared experience. This book is a shared experience.
Yes.
So they really get to see each other's perspectives, and I'm really excited that we actually just found out that we got funding today to launch/relaunch a book club that I started virtually called Chapter Champions. That's for ages 6 to 9.
Ooh.
So it captures those kids that are, you know, still love picture books because picture books are for everyone, but they're starting to read chapter books with illustrations, and this starts that conversation off really early. So
Great.
We'll be launching that this month too.
And you're actually open now.
Yes.
At your other location.
Yes, we're still located in Bear Point Plaza. And this is our temporary location while our building's being renovated. And we were open by appointment for a while, but now you can just stop right in. You do have to wear a mask,
Okay.
because it is a small space, and we
Yes,
do
it
have
is.
a lot of kids around that can't be vaccinated. So you can just stop in now and browse and check things out. But also, we have computers for public use as well. And then soon we will be reopening in our renovated location.
Can't wait. That's going to be so exciting. And you said you've been getting a little closer to a firmer deadline.
Yes, so one of our big delays was our light fixtures and bookshelves being delayed, and it's very hard to have a library without bookshelves and lighting.
Yes.
So those things are now starting to ship, so we can get them installed, and we're really looking at a mid to late October reopening to the public.
Okay, good. So what's the best way for patrons to find out what's going on with the youth programming?
So our website does have information. It's best to go to our calendar and look through, since not everything can fit on our
Okay.
homepage. But also our Facebook and our Instagram, all things are always updated there. And then people are always welcome to reach out directly to me by phone or by email.
And what about Nancy? Does she still do her support for electronics?
Yes, she does. And I do believe that that is by appointment right
Okay.
now. But there is information about it on our website, and you can always call Nancy directly as well, or circulation.
And I'm just excited about the audiobooks being available again.
Yes, and I have to give a plug, since you do like audiobooks, that we also have a free library app called Libby that you can
Yes.
access with your library card, and that gives access to tons of free ebooks and audiobooks. We have all kinds of virtual services. Canopy, that's a lot like Hulu and Netflix. You get free access to TV shows and documentaries that way. So even though we have been closed to the public, we have lots of virtual resources available, and little by little, we're getting back to welcoming the public back in.
And you know, I think I say this every show since COVID started, but if there is any good thing that happened with this, it's how people thought outside the box, how they've become innovative,
Absolutely.
how they've come forward with new programming. And Art in the Law, for example, did so well with their kits. They're going to continue doing it. You know, sometimes
Yes.
people can't get in to do all of the cooking things and the art projects, but if they can pick up a kit and do it on their own time,
Absolutely.
you know, they're excited. So they're going to continue doing them. And I mean, Friends Together did drive-by fundraisers, and you folks did all that virtual programming, and the museum did virtual programming. I mean, what a wonderful thing. You know, it's hitting an audience that maybe you missed before because maybe they couldn't go
Absolutely.
there, maybe they didn't want to go there, and now they're taking part in all of those things.
I really feel that the future of programming for the library and other organizations is a hybrid model.
Okay.
So that, you know, for example, this is a bit in the future, but probably in December, we are having a watercolor artist from Grand Rapids do a virtual workshop, and we'll have it set up in the library, but people can also tune in from home if they'd rather do the workshop from home. And I just think that having that flexibility is beautiful, because you don't know people's situations, or maybe they just don't have a vehicle that day, and this opens things up so much more widely, and we're here because of our community. That is
yes.
why we are here, and we just want to serve them the best we can.
Yes, okay, so what are your hours now?
So at the moment, they are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 9:30 to 5.
Okay.
Wednesday, we're open a bit later for people who have to work till 5, so we're open till 7.
Okay.
And then on Saturdays, we're open 9:30 to 1. We're still closed on Sundays right now, but once we're back in the physical space, I believe we'll be open on Sundays too.
Okay, and I know the phone number is 356-6188.
Yes.
And then your website is?
www.alpinalibrary.org.
Okay, and so thank you so much, and tell everyone we
you.
said hello, and thank you so much for keeping all those wonderful services going, and especially the youth services, because that's a tough age. And you know, through COVID, with virtual learning and things, you know, we lost a lot of people who weren't connected. So now hopefully all those connections will come back, and you know, it's proven fact that kids who read do much better and everywhere and all of
Absolutely.
their academics.
Yes, thank you for having me. I hope
Thanks.
that more people come in to see us.
Yeah, so wonderful to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. pleased to have as our guest this morning Amanda Campbell Crawford, an adjunct instructor at AZC, who's doing some really interesting things in the classroom and in the community. One of those is the Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
Could you share with the viewers a little bit about what the Underground Railroad was?
Absolutely. So the Underground Railroad is a that misleading term. So it wasn't underground, nor was it really a railroad. But the Underground Railroad was this movement or this network of people, places, events that helped individuals and families and groups that were enslaved resist slavery and escape the American South, and eventually, sort of other places within the northern United States, but more oftentimes into Canada. So Michigan played a really unique role, Michigan being sort of surrounded by water and adjacent to Canada. Michigan really played a unique role in the Underground Railroad, and so we just recently designated September as Underground Railroad Month in Michigan, and so we're pretty excited to be able to celebrate the Underground Railroad, to be able to celebrate Michigan's role in the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, wonderful, great explanation. We have, there are a series of lectures or presentations that are upcoming on this topic?
Yeah. So we have, there's a group called the Michigan Freedom Trail Commission, and this is actually a governor-appointed commission within the state. It falls under the umbrella of the Michigan History Center, and that's a group that was established back in 1998. And the purpose of that group, or the purpose of that commission, is to preserve, promote, educate, and really kind of interpret Michigan's Underground Railroad history. And so we've been in action since 1998, but the last 4 years we've done a heritage gathering, and it's an opportunity to sort of bring researchers, people that are interested, folks that think that their home might have been a stop on the Underground Railroad, or just about anything really, anybody that's even interested. I'm going to bring those folks together kind of as a network or as a community and share information. And so, so this is our 4th year doing that, and this is our 2nd year doing it virtually, of course, with the pandemic. And so we have, through the month of September, we have a series of lectures or presentations, if you will. So they occur every Thursday night, starting September 9th, and they go about an hour to an hour and a half. And this year's focus for this lecture presentation is it's on the pivotal year of 1847 and on what we would call slave rescues. In 1847, it sounds crazy, it was 174 years ago now, but the information or the events that were occurring back then, it sounds like something that you would just rip right out of a 19th century action film or a fiction novel. So folks were resisting enslavement, they were harboring in Michigan and settling and living, and sometimes they'd go to Canada, but sometimes they would stay in Michigan. And we start to see enslavers in the American South, particularly Kentucky and Virginia, just really get upset and almost violent, right? So they come to Michigan to try to recapture, re-kidnap, or re-enslave those individuals, and there was a whole bunch of raids and riots specifically in 1847. So our lecture series is going to focus on how did that come to be in 1847? Why was 1847 so pivotal? And then we're going to talk about some of those just completely fantastical stories, crazy but true stories, real people that were, they were attempted to be re-enslaved or kidnapped, and how those raids went, how those rescues went, rather, and then kind of the fallout from that, which ended up being the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850. So most folks don't realize the role that Michigan played in what was happening in 1847, but we look at the Underground Railroad as one of the country's greatest examples of people pursuing their civil rights or expressing their civil rights, right? The right for freedom. And so Yeah, so we're really excited about the lecture series. So every Thursday night, starting the 9th, we'll feature a different raid that happened in Michigan in 1847, or a different rescue, rather. And then culminating on October 2nd, we have an in-person event at the Clements Library at U of M. And so that event is a day-long kind of conference or workshop, but it's an opportunity to learn what the Clements has to offer for researchers and how to research the Underground Railroad using their information. And then we have a heritage tourism piece that we'll be talking about then, and curriculum, building curriculum, you know, Canadian and Michigan curriculum, international curriculum for the Underground Railroad, and quite a few different interesting pieces. So yeah, we're really excited. And the webinars are free. The lecture series is free. It's online, so folks can go to the michigan.gov and / Michigan history, and they can find our series on there. And you just have to register, and as soon as folks register and they put their email in there, they'll get a link to come and join us on a Thursday night and learn all the cool stuff that we have to share.
Wonderful. Wow. That is very interesting. There's so many questions that pop into my mind. I guess I was unaware of the in 1847, if a enslaved person got to Michigan, they were not free from being kidnapped or returned to the slaveholder in the South. That commonly happened.
Yes, yeah. That unfortunately that was really frequent, and we even see groups in Kentucky, for example, Kenton County, Kentucky, that form in Boone County too, that form groups or associations of slaveholders, traders, and essentially hired hands, kind of bounty hunters, to come up to Michigan and identify where these people were living, and where were they hiding, and what were the lives that they were they're having, and how could they be infiltrated and then recaptured and taken back to the South. So it wasn't a safe situation. Michigan did serve as kind of a harbor, and a lot of times we see, particularly in Cass County in 1847 and in Marshall, Michigan in 1847, we see individuals or families, and sometimes in whole groups. In Cass County, there was about almost 50 people that this group of raiders tried to re-enslave and recapture. And of course, a significant legal battle ensued. A lot of people were sort of fleeted away in the middle of the night and taken to safety in Canada. But yeah, it was a really just a pivotal time in Michigan's history that a lot of us don't know about.
Well, Amanda, thank you for being a resource for this important piece of national history and civil rights history. Thank you for being a teacher at ACC.
Yeah.
And thank you folks for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.